Hi guys, всем привет! Today we're going to talk about interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are pronouns used in constructions with interrogative questions, such as кто, who, что, what, какой, what, but used for adjectives, который, which, чей, whose, and сколько, how many, how much. Surprisingly, you should be already familiar with all of these pronouns. Because these are the questions to the answers that we already talked about in previous videos. So, for example, if you talk about pronouns какой, what, and который, which, the answers to these pronouns will be demonstrative pronouns такой, such, and тот, that. And the reason it's important for us to know, because the answers to the questions, the demonstrative pronouns that we already talked about, will have the same pattern as the questions. If you talk about pronoun такой, we discussed that this pronoun changed by gender. Такой – это masculine, такая – feminine, такое – neuter. It will change by number, so we'll have plural form. Такие. It will change by case. Нет такого, дать такому, вижу такое, and so on. So the same pattern that the answer has, такой, the same pattern the question will have. So the question какой, what, will also change by gender. You'll say какой for masculine, какая for feminine, какое for neuter. We will change it by numbers. We will have a plural form какие, and the answer will be any of the adjectives or the pronoun такие. Such. Same with the pronoun который, which который will have the answer тот. That's also a demonstrative pronoun. And который will change by gender, by number, by case, same as the demonstrative pronoun. Тот, та, то changes by gender, те changes by number, and we'll have a change by case as well. And same if you look at the pronoun чей, whose, the answer to this pronoun will be one of the possessive pronouns. So if you ask, чей это телефон, whose phone is this? The answer is one of the possessive pronouns. Это мой телефон, this is my phone. Это твой телефон, this is your phone. Это ее телефон, this is her phone. Or его телефон, his phone. Or их телефон, their phone. Identically of how the possessive pronouns change, so they change by gender. Мой, masculine, моя, feminine, моё. It changes by number. Мои, it has plural form. And it changes by case. Нет моих телефонов, нет моего телефона, дать моему телефону, вижу мой телефон, and so on. And the question чей will follow the same pattern. It will change by gender, чей телефон masculine, чья книга, feminine, whose book, чье пальто, whose coat, neuter. It will have plural form, чьи это деньги, whose money these are. We already talked, when we discussed possessive pronouns, we talked a little bit about the pronoun чей. So we'll just go to refresh it again, looking at the declension. And if you talk about pronoun сколько, the answer will be, guess what? Pronoun столько. This is the demonstrative pronoun that we talked about in previous video. So I can link it, but I don't have that many videos, so you're probably okay just scrolling at the playlist and looking at that video. But anyways, the pronoun столько does not change by number. You remember why? Because it's always in plural. Столько is in plural, and сколько, the question how many, how much, will be also in plural, because we cannot say сколько книга, how many book. We can only ask how many books among, plural books. So сколько книг, столько книг. So we cannot say столько книга. So the same, столько does not change by number, it's always in plural. И сколько does not change by number, it's always in plural. It does not change by gender. Let's say книга is feminine, in plural it will be книг. And кот, and on a consonant, it's masculine. In plural will be котов. So if you say сколько котов и сколько книг, you'll see that сколько does not change. And столько does not change by gender. Столько котов, столько книг, that many cats, that many books. But столько и сколько both change by case. So we're going to look at the case declension on my desktop view. What else we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the difference between the pronoun что in English translated as what, and какой in English translated as also what, but one of them used for nouns, one of them used for adjectives, and we'll go talk about the difference between какой, what, и который, which. Before we look at the declension of each of these pronouns, I want to talk about the pronouns a little bit more, about the examples, and then we'll look at the declension. First of all, do you know the declension of pronouns кто and что? Of course you do. If you know case questions, you already know the declension pattern, because guess what? The declension of кто and что is the same as all of the 6 case questions. If you don't know case questions, I'll probably have this topic of nouns after pronouns, maybe adjectives. I definitely know that I want to put verbs to last topic because verbs are the hardest. But anyways, in Russian language we have 6 cases. Nominative will be кто что, genitive will be кого чего, dative will be кому чему, instrumental will be кого что, accusative will be кого что, instrumental кем чем, и prepositional о ком о чем. So these are the question of our cases that we use for nouns, and also questions that are declension pattern of pronouns кто and что. If you know case question, you already know the declension of pronouns кто and что. Moving on to next. So let's talk about the difference between pronoun что, what, and какой, what. So что will be used with nouns. So the answer to the question will be noun. If you ask что это, the answer will be это стол. What is it? This is a table. If you ask question какой это, you're asking question what is it about the quality of the subject of the object you're looking at. Какой это, meaning стол. Какой это стол. What table is it? This is plastic table. Это пластиковый стол. Что will have the answer to this question noun, and какой, the answer to this question will be adjective. And if you talk about чей, whose, the answer to this question will be pronoun. The его стол, his table, ее стол, her table, and so on. And if you talk about the difference between the pronoun какой, what, и который, which, какой describe the quality of an object. Какой это стол? Это пластиковый стол. What table is it? This is the plastic table. And if you talk about который это стол, который means the place of the object among other objects. Который это стол, это вон тот стол. Which table is it? It's that table. It's that plastic table among other wooden tables. Это тот пластиковый стол вокруг деревянных столов. So you're talking about the place, the position versus the quality. So let's say other example. Какой это человек? What person is it? Это прекрасный человек. It's a wonderful person. And if you ask который это человек, which person is it? You are not talking about the qualities of the person. You're talking about the position of the person, or how do we know this person? So the answer will be это вон тот человек, it's that person. Это человек знакомый Кати, it's the friend of Katya's. So let's see the place among other objects and the qualitative characteristics of the object. That's the difference. Now we are looking at the pronouns кто and что, who and what. And again, the answer to these questions is a noun. Let's say, кто это? Это осел. Who is it? This is a donkey. Что это? Это прошлое. This is a past. Кто это? Это корова. This is a cow. Что это? Это носки. These are socks. You understand that кто is a question to animate objects such as осел и корова, donkey and cow are animate in Russian. And что is a question to inanimate. Что это? Прошлое, the past, and носки, the socks. Носки is an example for plural case because socks, носки is always a pair in plural. Then we're looking at родительный падеж genitive case. Нет кого, нет осла, нет чего, нет телефона, нет чего, нет прошлого, нет кого, нет коровы, нет чего, нет носков. And these examples we used when we talked about possessive pronouns like мой осел, нет моего осла. So you should be also familiar with the vocabulary and the construction. So we're just going to review the rest of the questions. Кому, чему, to whom, to what, дать, give to donkey a carrot, let's say, дать ослу морковку, give my past a recognition, дать моему прошлому recognition, это что? Can't think of a word recognition in Russian. Дать корове ее еды, give the cow her food, и дать носкам, что можно дать носкам? Дать носкам новую жизнь. Give the socks a new life. Носкам обвинительный падеж questions кого, что, whom and what. Вижу кого осла, вижу что шкаф, вижу что прошлое, вижу кого корову. Again, accusative case always works with animate and inanimate nouns. So when we ask a question kavo, we answer in genitive case kavo, осла, кого, котов. And if you ask question я вижу что, I see what, we answer in nominative case. I see a closet, я вижу шкаф, I see your past, я вижу твое прошлое, и I see your socks, я вижу твои носки, nominative case. Творительный падеж кем, чем, by whom, by what can be made by donkey. Это какашка сделана ослом. Is this turp made by a donkey, ослом, сделано прошлым, сделано коровой, сделано носками. И предложенный падеж о ком, о чем, я думаю о ком, об осле, я думаю о чем, о прошлом, я думаю о ком, о корове, я думаю о чем, о носках. So now you see the endings for nouns and the questions. What is it again? The declension of the pronouns кто and что. Далее у нас pronouns какой, what и который, which. And the answer to this question is adjective and demonstrative pronouns. Этот, тот, and their gender. So это, та, это, то, эти, те. In plural. Nominative case, we can ask, какой это осел? What donkey is it? And the answer can be, это коричневый осел. This is a brown donkey. Какое это прошлое? What past is it? Это мистическое прошлое. This is mysterious past. Какая это корова? What cow is it? Толстая корова. This is a fat cow. Какие это носки? What socks are these? Это серые носки. These are gray socks. And like this. So the answer is always an adjective. So the question we can ask to noun, but the answer is adjective. Okay. Then when we ask который, которое, которое, который, which donkey, you can say that donkey, это тот осел, или который это осел, you can answer with a number. Let's say, который это осел, you can say, это седьмой осел. Which donkey is it? This is the seventh donkey. This is my seventh donkey in the house. Or который это осел, это вон тот осел, it's that donkey, and so on for all of the other genders. And then in genitive case we can ask нет какого осла, none of what donkey, нет желтого осла, none of the yellow donkey, нет которого осла, кого осла, none of which donkey, none of that donkey, we missed that donkey. And then in feminine it will be какой or который, нет какой коровы. We are missing what cow, we are missing purple cow. Нет фиолетовой коровы. И каких, которых нет каких носков, none of what socks, нет серых носков, none of the gray socks. Дательный какому, которому, feminine какой, которой, in plural каким, которым. Accusative, again, it's either nominative or genitive. And let's say, я вижу какого кота. I see What cat? Какого will be genitive because it's animate. But я вижу какой шкаф. I see what closet. It will be nominative because it's inanimate. Right here the example. Какой дом я вижу? In дом is a house. What house do I see? Дом is inanimate. Then the answer is in nominative case. Кирпичный дом. Brick house. Or какого кота я вижу? What cat do I see? Cat is animate, so the answer will be in genitive case. Персидского, Persian. Не персидский, а персидского, like in genitive case. And the answer and the question, so какой и какого. Какой is in nominative case and какого is in genitive case. Okay? Творительный падеж instrumental case. Каким or которым, каким ослом ты пользуешься? Я пользуюсь этим ослом, желтым. What donkey are you using? I'm using the yellow donkey. Or какой коровой ты гордишься? What cow are you the most proud of? Фиолетовой коровой, the purple cow, and so on. И предложный prepositional о каком, о котором, о какой, о которой, о каких, о которых. О каком осле ты думаешь? Or about which donkey are you thinking? О какой корове, about what cow are you thinking? Or ты думаешь о каких носках? What socks are you thinking about? Okay, moving on to pronoun чей, whose. The answer is a possessive, one of the possessive pronouns, or a noun. For example, чей это осел? Whose donkey is it? You can say, это мой осел, this is my donkey. Or you can say, это Катин осел, this is Katya's donkey. You see, so the noun is actually a name. And then родительный падеж will say, нет чьего осла, none of whose donkey. We're missing someone's donkey. Чьего осла нет, whose donkey are we missing? You can say Katya's donkey, Катиного осла, or you can say ее, her donkey. And then чьей коровы не хватает, whose cow is missing? Ее коровы, her cow. Или, не знаю, Мишиной коровы, Миша's cow. И чьих носков не хватает, then дать чьему ослу морковку, give whose donkey a carrot, дать чьей корове еды, give whose cow her food, дать чьим носкам вторую жизнь, give whose socks the second life. And the answer can be, let's say, mothers, дать маминым носкам, give mother's socks a second life. So it's either pronoun or noun. Длительный падеж accusative case, again, nominative or genitive. Let's say we'll ask, я вижу чьего осла, we'll use genitive with animate, и я вижу чей шкаф, we'll use nominative with inanimate. Я вижу чью корову, я вижу чьи... Is it чьих? This is also either nominative or genitive. So я вижу чьи носки, и я вижу чьих, не знаю, птичек. I see whose birds. Чьи will be used with nominative. И я вижу чьих птичек, will use чьих with genitive. And again, genitive animate and nominative is inanimate. И творительный чьим, чьей, чьими, непредложный о чьем, о чьей, о чьих. Oh, okay. Maybe a lot. I don't know. There is no other way to make it shorter. So just, I hope from when we studied possessive pronouns, now it should make sense when we study questions to the pronouns or to nouns. Last pronoun. Сколько? How many? How much? The answer is a number. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or pronoun столько. That much. That many. I also copied this table from when we talked about pronoun столько, demonstrative pronoun столько. So this should be also very familiar. When we talk about nominative case, we'll ask сколько, let's say, студентов. How many students? Сколько студентов? You will say столько студентов, or you will say 22 студента, 22 students. Then in genitive, нет скольких студентов. How many students are missing? Нет стольких студентов, that many students. Or нет двух студентов, missing 2 students. Then дать скольким студентам премию, give how many students bonus. Дать стольким студентам, that many students, or дать 5 студентам, give the bonus to 5 students. Винительный, нет скольких студентов, or нет сколько книг. Again, we use скольких genitive and we use сколько nominative. I keep saying this, you're probably so tired of this. But скольких in plural is сколько in plural again. And then творительные, сколькими студентами ты пользуешься. Let's say if you're looking for help. Сколькими студентами ты пользуешься. Я пользуюсь 7 студентами. I'm using 7 students. О сколькими. I'm using that many students. И last one, о скольких студентах ты думаешь? Я думаю о скольких студентах. О, я думаю о моих whole 22 students. О моих 22 студентах. Фух. Okay, guys, this is it. I don't know how I'll make it easier for you. This is actually all I could come up with, but hopefully these tables are helpful if you're trying to go in depth with declension, gender declension, case declension. Just keep in mind that everything comes with practice, and we only have like 3 or 4 types of pronouns left to discuss, and then we're going to move on different subjects, so probably nouns or adjectives, verbs, or it's gonna be the last one, so no verbs for now. Ну все, this is it, guys, so пока-пока.